So life is full of highs and lows, okay? One minute you're up here and you're like, yeah! And then the next minute you're down here going, ugh. A car stereo is no different. After all, it's life. It's real life, right? Some moments you're banging it, man, doing some killer equipment or new equipment or just having some fun working on a nice car. You finish it and you're like, yeah, man, I just killed it. That guy's gonna love it, man. It looks good. Yeah. And then the next car you get in and you're like, it just brings you back down to like, oh, okay, well. Now, what is the point of this little discussion, as it were? Good choice of words. We just got done doing a car that, you know, we had some fun with. It was all nice, high-end, Exelon stuff. So we come off that high of like, yeah, back up, you know, just nice system. Gonna be a happy guy. And I'm dragging this out and I apologize. And the reason why is because this mound of stuff that Fernando just put on a workbench right here, this is what we're putting in this car. Let's take a look at it and try not to laugh. All right, so what we have here is a pawn shop bought $30 CD player. This is a DEH 23UB. I don't even know what that is. It has a CD player, it has a USB, it has an aux, and then this. Now I know you guys know what this is. A Sony Explode. This is another pawn store buy. 50 bucks bought him this cherry amplifier. Now we've already tested this and we've tested the radio, and unfortunately they both work. So they're gonna go in the car, and we have this guy right here. The old Kenwood Whirlwind subwoofer. Look at this guy. I haven't seen these things in years. And they took the sticker off. Apparently this guy has a hookup at a pawn shop. So the Sony amp's gonna power that. You excited?
Totally, man.
Totally, I can see the excitement in your face.
Is powering the Sony, and Sony's powering the Kenwood.
And that's how that goes. So not every day you can ride the wave of excitement and joy the whole day. Sometimes you just smash into the beach a little early. I mean, don't get me wrong. We're gonna do a bang up job on this. We don't care what equipment it is. It's just internally up here, you know, it's like, really? Okay. I mean, on the flip side, if you want to look at it from this perspective, this guy spent like $100 on this equipment. He's spending way more than that to have us put it in. So, all right, let's get banging on this. Let's get the dash apart. Let's figure out where we're gonna put this surfboard. Insert Beyonce song in your head, and let's move it along. So what we have to do is unsnap this whole thing. This is just snapped into place. There's no screws. There's no anything like that. There's no hidden panels. It just pops off. And I use the term pops off loosely because this thing is held on there like by a gorilla. So we have this off. We're gonna go ahead and take it over to the bench, but before we do that, we'll go ahead and pull this radio out. It just has 4 screws that are holding it in place. All right, we could set this aside. All right, so right here in the dash, it has this little metal piece right here. This guy needs to come out. It's going to get in the way of our aftermarket radio. So we're going to grab some tool and remove this. All right, let's go to the bench. So we have a Kia Soul. We're going to use the Kia Soul dash kit. This is a Metro kit, a 997360B. And I'm pretty excited in that I always say, hey, it'll do a single din, and then I throw the pocket away. Well, guess what? This time, we're going to keep the pocket. We're actually going to install a single din. It comes with a bag with 2 screws in it. These 2 screws are to hold the pocket in place, which is funny because it looks like there's 4 screw holes, but somehow only uses 2 screws. All right. We have a right side panel. All right, now we know why it only uses 2 screws, because we couldn't get the top screw in if we wanted. We have the left side panel. Yeah. All right, go ahead and remove this off of here. Slide this guy into place. Just like that. Now naturally, because this is used, he has no screws, so we'll go ahead and dig into our screw bin. Let's see how this guy looks here. Looks a little low and exposed, so we're gonna go ahead and add some foam to the top of the radio. Perfect. So all this dash trim does is when you flip this over, it just snaps into place on top of this. We just kind of lined it up, and then that's it. It holds it in place. This is gonna get screwed in like the factory radio, and this will sit over the top of it. So we're done with the radio. So I believe Fernando's come up with a plan for mounting the amplifier. Let's check him and see what he has to say. All right, what are we doing?
We're gonna cut 2 pieces of Centra, and then we're gonna add another little tank on the back so they can hold the factory bracket.
Oh, okay.
Like this. That's it.
So it's going underneath the seat.
Underneath the seat. Yeah.
Wow, this thing fits underneath the seat?
Yes, right?
I know, that is impressive.
It's impressive.
Now, he didn't have the harness for the radio, as if this just doesn't keep getting better. So Paul gave us this one. I just need to plug it in to make sure it fits. All right, we're good. So it is the right harness. So for this install, we're gonna use the BHA 7304 wiring harness. The harness, if in a better situation, this is actually a really cool harness. This is one of the only harnesses that actually has the steering wheel control wires built into it, these three right here. So these wires allow you to hook up the aftermarket steering wheel controls directly to it. So you don't have to add in wires or cut wires or do anything like that. In this case, we're not gonna use them, so we're just gonna cap them off in the hopes that one day he buys a better radio and some steering wheel controls. So now with those capped off, this harness is ready to go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. So the harness is all done. What we've added onto it is our little remote turn on pigtails right here. Other than that, everything is all taped up. We get this into the car. Here's what we're gonna do with the fuse. There was a body clip that went right here. It looked just like these. Gone ahead and removed it. We're gonna put a bolt through it and mount this just like that. But what I really wanted to show you is Fernando's gone ahead and got the amp in the car. So let's go take a look at that. So we have the amp all set. Wires are all tucked in and ran. I have the RCAs up here in the dash. We just ran those, just hooked up the remote turn on. So now I'm getting ready to put the radio in the dash. And then really the only thing we have left to do is run the subwire back, correct?
Yes, correct.
We're gonna finish doing that, get this all put back together. All right, so we've lost the Bluetooth, we've lost the volume, we've lost all the steering wheel controls. We're not gonna be using the factory aux or USB, but we have this Pioneer mounted in the dash. So here's the backside of the amplifier. It's all tucked up in there pretty nice. I don't think we'll have to worry about it or anyone kicking it. All the wires out the front, so we're good there. Just saying. All right, so we have our $100-ish used system. All right, it's got bass. It's an 8 ohm sub running off that Sony amp. So I mean, it's getting very little power, which is fine, because I think if I recall, the power handle on that woofer was only like 150, 200 watts back in the day. It doesn't need any power. It sounds like the front of the box is gonna fall off, but hey, whatever, you know, whatever works for you, you know. Hey, can I get an amen for a $100 system? All right, well, we're done with this. Yay! On to the next one. All right, next on the list is not a car. It's actually these boxes over here. That's right, little mail time. Now, granted, these are all things that I've purchased for the install bay. It's still exciting to open them, so let's take a look and see what we got. That's not to say if you want to send us stuff, we're gonna turn it away. No, if you want to send us stuff, please go right ahead. We'll gladly open it and talk all about it. All right, so first on, let's get these off here. This guy right here, this is what I'm excited about. Now, we don't cut a lot of MDF here for the main reason is it gets dust everywhere and I hate breathing it in. Plus it gets dust all over the cameras and we gotta clean the store. So I got us this guy right here. It's one of those cool air filtration systems. Basically got this big air intake right here, so that it'll vacuum all the particulates out of the air for us. We're gonna mount it above the workstation over here from the ceiling. Now the cool thing about this is because we are gonna mount it up in the ceiling, it does come with a remote control. It's got 3 speeds and it's quiet. That was the other thing I really wanted. I wanted something quiet so that it won't interfere with the camera's recording audio and stuff like that when we're talking.
So you put this one
and aim it towards your bench?
Yeah.
Next. Seems like everything you buy nowadays comes in a bunch of pieces. What we have is a 1.5 horse cool vacuum system. Ready to put it together? That's a big yes. So let's get this thing put together. Wow.
Oh, that's so nice.
You gotta do that again. Go for it. That was pretty cool.
They almost got my hands.
Yeah. Well, it's plastic, it would rip them right off. All right, so I think that's gonna suck some dust up. What do you think?
Definitely.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. All right, so we have this guy built. Now all we have to do is come up with all the cool little hoses and stuff like that to integrate it with this thing. So apparently there's a sticker on the side that says not to do what we just did. Warning not to place hands near inlet. All right, well. All right, so those are the cool new things we have for the shop. We'll of course keep evolving this and there, and we'll keep you guys posted how this turns out. Fun, guys.
Have a nice night. We'll see you next time. Bye. You're supposed to say it with